tone, not mine. He likes the undertone.
What we do in life goes in a suit.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Radiovania After Dark. This is your bi-monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it is, After Dark talk show where we get together and talk about random stuff that doesn't necessarily fall in line with entertainment or pop culture, although sometimes it often does. If you listen to Radiovania, you're in for a treat. We are coming back. John and I just recorded our 50th episode, and we're here the next day to do it all over again. And we're going to record After Dark number 6 or something, I think at this point.
I think it's
6?
Yeah.
Sitting with me today, my name is Zach Rotello, at Zach Rotello, on Twitter, at Zach Rotello, on Insta, and all the other things. Sitting to my left is John Swansong Parker.
How's it going?
It's going well. How's it going with you, bud?
Yeah, I got some deja vu. I feel like we were doing this not like 12 hours ago.
No, I know. Barely. I mean, like, we finished that show, we pretty much just went straight to bed, and now we're just like, it's like the cycle begins again.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, this should be a fun one, though.
Oh,
After Darks are always very
I love them. I'm always very excited to get these rolling. And sitting to his left, my right, returning for show number 3 or 2. This is his second appearance?
You know what's crazy is the first After Dark we did was with him. We just didn't publish it first. Remember, we recorded it at
that's
Lehigh.
right.
So
and then
this-
we waited and then...
So
okay,
he's making his
yeah.
triumphant return
So this is episode number 2.
for him. Yeah.
John, not Swansong, Larson.
And can I just say, Zach, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm very excited to have you back. Zach and 2 Johns.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
We're working on the band name.
That's fine. But yeah, as you heard in the beginning banter, which I'm totally leaving in the final cut, John spanked me in fantasy this week.
Oh, I gave him a good thrashing.
You gotta bring in a little bit.
Yeah, my boy DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh my goodness.
My boy.
Just-
He says my boy.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
he
best friends.
was like a father to me. So.
You're older than him.
So it's like a Back to the Future kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
It
about
was-
your kid.
it was-
He caught a touchdown pass from...
I gotta be honest, it was one of the craziest endings to a fantasy week I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was very... I'll give you this. It was a great game, A.
Yeah.
B, I couldn't have wished for a better opponent. And C, it did really come down to the wire because I was 3 points ahead of you, and all DeAndre Tompkins
Hopkins.
needed was
Hopkins.
You know his name.
I refuse to say it.
I will say this, yeah, I mean, it was a great game, it came down to that final catch, but I can't tell you how satisfying it was to, just casually check my phone, see how the score ended, and looks like my boy DeAndre scored again.
And Zach is coping with the beauty of alcohol. In fact, this week I am drinking Taft's Gavelbanger IPA. It looks like John is drinking a Dunkelweizen.
Dunkel.
And it looks like John Larson is drinking
Sam
a honey.
Adams.
So this is what it's going to get confusing. Me saying John or John,
JP.
depending on who I'm referring to. The difference is when I say John, there's an H in John Larson's name. So that's how you'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
John.
No, it's the same thing, but you'll be able to tell because there's an H.
John. You
John.
just kind of whisper the H through the whole. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, but I'll try my best to address these guys as I'm talking to them in their either JP or Swansong or Jay Larson or J Law or Jennifer Lawrence
Or J-Lo.
Yeah, J Lo. Will you accept any of the following?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have 3 topics for you tonight. Well,
call
2
him
maybe
DeAndre.
3. We've got.
Just.
All right, DeJandre.
DeAndre.
Oh, DeJandre.
DeJandre. All right, so that's your name. From now on, whenever I have you on the show, it'll be this is John DeJandre.
Oh my God, Don DeJandre. Say that 1,000 times.
John DeJandre Thomas.
There we go. Hopkins, goddammit.
Hopkins. I thought it was Thomas. That time I thought I was actually saying it right.
No.
No.
All right, so John, well, before we get into the topics, just want to remind everybody, if you like what you're listening to, if you like the show, feel free to go to YouTube. Go to radiovania.com. We pay for that domain, so make it worth our while.
It's a hefty penny. Let me tell you.
Hey, we secured that radiovania.com. We couldn't get the Instagram. We got the Twitter. We got the website, but for some reason, hey, this is just static.
Sorry, I thought it was a magnet.
It is a magnet.
Oh.
You just had a bad pass.
Shit.
Unlike
DeAndre
Deshaun
Thomas.
Watson to DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, there we go.
But
Alright, sorry.
yeah, so follow us at youtube.com, radiovania.com. Go to the Twitter, follow us at Radiovania. Follow me at Zach Rottello.
The more
John,
you know, episode 4
yeah, exactly.
coming soon.
The more you know,
Started
we'll be coming
working on
back
it today.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
John, do you have anything you want to pimp? Are you on that social media grind? You want to pimp the Twitter tag or anything?
JB Larson Legacy.
Yeah. Look me up on Xbox Live. JB Larson Legacy.
Play some Nazi zombies later.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, speaking of Nazi zombies, are either of you guys going to think about World War II?
I think
Call of
about
Duty
World War II.
When do I not think about World War
It
II?
was an honorable sacrifice.
Sometimes
I don't even think about the
whole
Alamo.
days- Oh, you idiot! How dare you?
Did I ruin the punchline? Okay, well,
getting Call of Duty World War II.
yeah,
No.
exactly. You're not going to do it?
No.
I'll play zombies at someone's house sometime, maybe.
You mooch.
Yeah. Thanks.
Well,
John.
here's the thing. It's like
I gotta get Battlefront.
they're
That's
touting
where
this
I'm
whole
at.
thing of like, oh, World War II, but it's like, yo, you just did that. Like, okay, I guess it was like 8 years
6
ago.
games ago. Yeah.
It's been
Six
a while.
games ago?
Yeah,
It's
Call of
been a
Duty-
while, man.
Call of Duty's been in the future for like the past.
The last
6
time we
games.
did anything that was pre-Modern Warfare was
Black
World at War.
Yeah, but World at War is
But
like
even
still
Black
relevant.
Ops is like, I guess, but like
you
for different reasons.
for zombies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm excited to see what they can do with Normandy and like these big events in modern context, because like we've seen them tackle like futuristic stuff with like the moon and talking about like, you know, they did that Advanced Warfare was like on different planets, even like that. But like, I'm excited to see what we can do with modern tech and to tell those stories again. I like Battlefield 1 a lot, but like Call of Duty is way cinematic. I mean, I'd say even more so than Battlefield. Like,
Really?
It's like an action movie. It's not like it's like Battlefield is the Saving Private Ryan of video games. Call of Duty is like the.
Careful. You were stepping on some mighty thin ice.
Call of Duty is like the Die Hard.
Yeah,
That is not a good comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Die
Which
Hard
is
and
why I
Saving
would say
Private Ryan.
I was gonna
Battlefield is so much
say
better.
Fast and Furious, and I corrected that.
That's a
because-
worse comparison.
Exactly, it's all bad. No, here's the thing.
You need
is
to pick
that
another war
Battlefield,
movie.
Yeah, Battlefield
Careful
is...
with hitting the thing.
Shit.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Just hit your pants instead.
Battlefield
Yeah.
is frankly a more immersive game, more immersive experience. That's not what we're talking about, though. That's not what we're talking about.
No, but I mean, like, this is banter. We're in the banter part of the show.
I will say I am very excited for Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah, same.
Because it looks like...
A complete game.
Yeah, it look...
Have either of you guys
Shots
played the
fired.
beta?
Pew, pew. No.
So I've been playing the beta this past weekend. It's live right now, and I actually think that it might end today, or they're going to extend it. Apparently, rumors were is that on Thursday they had some pretty bad connectivity issues, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, oh, because of the bad connection, we're extending the beta a couple days or whatever. So I played about 6 or 7 matches, a couple on Naboo, one on Takodana. It's good. I mean, it plays almost exactly like Battlefront 1.
Good.
The class system is definitely interesting, although I felt like it wasn't necessarily exactly balanced as well as it could have been. I feel like the heavy gunner has the best damage, and I don't understand why you would not pick heavy for assault. Like, you know, I mean, if you're assault, you don't... All the classes move in the same speed, so
Really?
why wouldn't you pick the class with the better gun? It's just that you have different... like pickups, like you have different like sidearms and stuff like that. But
Hopefully they course correct.
We'll
after
see.
The beta.
Well, that was like
They've been-
in the first game, Han Solo's gun
OP. Oh
was
my god.
way too OP for like the first 3
Yeah,
weeks.
for sure.
And then
And
they
then
had to
they
go back
nerfed it.
and fix it. Yeah. So
But,
that'll probably be something that
yeah,
happens with time.
there are a lot of people. I mean, this is hopefully this is what it's for. I mean, a lot of people tend to say that betas these days are just as big advertisements where it's like, hey, this big new game that you're all excited about is free to play for this weekend, so try it. Not necessarily what a beta is actually supposed to be, which is
fix
like,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
test these things. So like, I'm hoping that EA kind of like goes in and says like, all right, we're in crunch time. We got to get all this stuff fixed for the day one patch. But nevertheless, I mean, it's a day one purchase for me just because Star Wars.
Right.
Can't get enough.
Right.
Dude, I remember the first and only beta I ever played was Halo Reach.
Ooh,
Thank
Halo
God they had a
Reach.
beta for that, though, because they fixed a lot of problems. That game was life-changing.
I mean, Microsoft is well known
That
for
game
doing
was like a
betas
father
that
to me.
actually
Who else
change
is like a
stuff.
father to you? Just curious.
Michael
DeAndre
Jackson.
Hopkins.
DeAndre Thomas.
Halo Reach. Michael Jackson.
Others.
Michael Richard.
Yeah.
All right, so we're
Good
10
father
minutes
to
into
all.
this thing. So why don't we start the first topic,
Yeah,
John?
yeah, yeah.
How's that sound?
That sounds good to me. My topic that I'm bringing to this After Dark is what is in your opinion, each of you, what is
Sure.
your favorite opening sequence in a film?
And what spurred this on?
Movie? Last night we went and saw Blade Runner 2049. It was a big. I really liked the opening. I really liked the opening.
I dabbed.
sequence for movie.
I dabbed for those of you that weren't watching
Yeah.
on live streaming services.
So I don't know. I was just going back and thinking about like, what are some other movies that really just like enticed me in the first like 10, 15 minutes or so.
This is a big part of movies for me, is that like I often don't feel enthralled with a movie unless it grabs me from the get-go. Like if it takes a while to get going without something like big or climactic or like enticing or weird or mysterious, it's like it's hard for me to be interested in the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
American Hustle is what I'll point to for that example, where it's like nothing happens in the first 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of that movie that enticed me for the rest of the movie, and I felt bored the whole way through.
That's also not a good movie.
No, it's not. But Blade Runner, like you said, no spoilers for John Larson because he hasn't seen it yet, but it starts out really good. It starts out with a bang, and it kept me interested the entire way through.
Yeah.
So
The whole 3 hours.
yeah, it's a long
It's
movie.
quite a bitch to get through. but
Yeah,
good.
it's definitely, you got to plan your day around that. You got to
Don't
like.
get a drink either. Like
No, I had
you
to
will
pee
have to go to
so
the
bad.
bathroom. Yeah.
Oh, God. But then you could go 3 hours without no drink? No drink?
I can only imagine if we were at the Gateway in Columbus, because I would have been slugging PBRs like it's going out of
Remember when
style.
Michael fell asleep in Logan?
Yeah.
At Gateway.
Yep.
Because he was so drunk.
Oh, my God.
Well, he fell asleep. Michael did not just fall asleep during Logan because he was
snored.
drunk. He snored, and I looked over during the scene where the kids in the
You haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Logan? I looked over him at a very pivotal moment, and he was fast
was
asleep. and I looked back over John, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's missing like the best part of this."
And he
movie.
looked over at me and I was just crying the whole time.
Yeah. So, do you have anything off the top of your head that you
My
would
favorite,
cite?
my favorite opening sequence of any movie is the opening for Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think that is the most action-packed, enticing opening to any movie, to any character's creation. In the first 10 to 15 minutes of that, when he goes into the temple, gets the idol and comes out and has the boulder chase and then gets chased by natives, swings onto that plane and then that takes off into the sunset. I think there's nothing more iconic than that. That established
Is
that
that the first
character.
one?
The
Oh,
first
God,
one.
yeah.
That established Indiana Jones in 10 minutes. You get the score, great action, very
Harrison
intense.
Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Snakes.
You get whip action going. You know, like it introduces everything that makes up the character.
You also get Alfred Molina.
You do get
who
Alfred
would later
Molina.
go on to be
Dr.
the
Octopus.
best villain, Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, and you
Dr. Octagonopus.
you get to meet Belloc and establish that like a little rift between him. You
Yeah.
know, that sets up the rest of the movie. I think that's the best. I remember watching that when I was a kid, and I was just like completely enthralled
Yeah.
from the get go. I think in terms of something that pulls you into a movie itself, or even into a franchise, it's hard to top that. But
That's
there are a lot of
definitely
good. There are a lot of good opening sequences. So I just I wanted to discuss that. But that's my.
No, I mean
favorite.
that's definitely a pop culture like icon there.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
and that changed-
scene will
that changed-
always be remembered.
that changed summer blockbuster stuff in terms of like how you open a movie.
I would even go as far as to say like even Temple of Doom has a great opening sequence in terms of setting the tone for that movie. Like the whole thing in the nightclub
Yeah,
is
yeah,
so interesting.
yeah. I like that one a lot too. But I think Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's definitely the best of the four.
There's a
my
fourth
God,
one?
The three.
There's about to be a fifth.
No.
I have hopes.
I have
That's
no hope.
After seeing
neither
Harrison
here
in
nor
Blade
there.
Runner, and I think he's gonna be fine. I
Well-
just don't know exactly how they're gonna handle him as a lead because I don't think he can lead it.
We talked about that last night. I don't think so either. I think he's really good as a supporting version of himself. That's why I'm hoping that if they do this Indy 5, that it's actually like they'd pass on the torch somehow. Like, not to another character. Or, like, to another character, not to a new person playing Indiana Jones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, I'm kind of torn between two right now. These are the first two that came to mind, so obviously, you gotta
Don't cover your mouth.
You gotta follow.
I'm just
your
like
gut,
criticizing
right?
John Larson left and right.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm just like, I'm not used to this like big production studio. You guys can't see, but we're in this like amazing studio.
Yeah, there's lighting.
They have this whole thing set up. They've got free drinks. Actually, there's an open bar with a bartender.
Service,
It's amazing. So I'm a little starstruck, honestly. Again,
she got table
pleasure.
service.
Pleasure
She got
to
no
be
table.
Okay, no.
blah blah blah. So,
by the way, I've come around on that song.
oh, finally, a year later.
Great song.
She went and put that booty
But
on that Gucci belt.
as soon as Chance's part is over, I switch.
Yeah.
Chance is the best part of that song for sure. I mean, well, like I like the chorus, I like the catchy riff, the bass line's good, but as soon as Chance is done, it's like I don't want to listen to Lil Wayne.
I gotta say, man, I think
auto-tune.
DJ Khaled makes that song.
Another one.
So,
We the best.
I would say,
Fucking
sorry,
himself.
I'm hitting the table too. God.
You're fine.
I'd say the first one that I thought of was Batman: A Dark Knight.
Ooh.
I was gonna say Dark Knight is
Because that movie,
That's a good one.
it just like
I love this topic.
I know it just begins immediately, and also not. It wasn't just like what was happening on screen, but like the music. The music is just like the ticking. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, exactly. And so from the very beginning, you're on the edge of your seat. Literally, I remember I was on the edge of my seat, sort of leaning towards the screen. And, like, it doesn't really slow down from there. I mean, it does, and there's, like, some rising action in the movie, which is good. I don't think a movie is good if it's just nonstop, like, top level.
Like Crank. And Crank 2, High Voltage.
Yeah.
But that was just amazing. Like, and then Joker drives off in the bus,
yeah.
and then that's the end of it. And it's just like, like that. Oh, that was just the beginning. Like, where's it going from here?
So awesome.
Second one, about to drop a bomb on you people right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Drop it.
Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring.
The opening.
Because
Okay. Because it's 20 minutes.
because no.
It's kind of cheating.
No, the first 10. No, it's a 5-minute sequence with the battle. The battle.
Oh,
of,
you're talking about that battle. I thought you were talking about the whole prologue sequence.
No, I'm talking about like
Leading up
the
to
intro.
Hobbiton.
Yeah, like leading up to Hobbiton, and they. Like,
So you are talking about the intro sequence.
That's
No.
a long...
That's like 15 minutes.
Are you talking about just the battle at Mordor, or are you talking about where you got Gollum and Bilbo finding the ring, and it's like legend turned to myth, and myth
It's like a
became
10-minute
shadow?
sequence. It's like a 10-minute sequence.
The extended cut, it's pretty long, dude.
Whatever.
You say 10 minutes. How long do you say?
I'm gonna go with 11 and a half.
Well, he's looking this up. I'm gonna keep talking because that it immediately sets up the universe for like an epic. It is an
agree.
epic of the modern day, and frankly, that story and that universe needed a ton of background, and I think they do it so concisely and so like compellingly because like Jesus, that battle was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh,
That's
this is
true.
just the first. It's the first thing you see.
And that's
The
not
last
even,
alliance
epic.
of men and elves.
It's not even like the best battle.
No,
yeah.
it's not. It's not.
I like that pick a lot. I think if I'm gonna go with the Rings opening, though, I gotta go with the Two Towers opening with Gandalf and the Balrog.
Oh.
That is incredible.
I like that one better.
Damn.
I like that
So
one
from
way
the
better.
beginning of Galadriel's speech to
So talking about the forging of the rings.
to Sauron's helmet falling to the ground. So this is before like the betrayal of Isildur and all that stuff.
Isildur.
That is 4 minutes long.
I said 10.
Well, but I wish that there was a full. I don't understand why I can't get a full. I mean,
We'll just have to-
it is
we'll just have to
YouTube.
run it through on the
Yeah, we're
Blu-ray
just,
after this.
yeah, we are just gonna have to.
That's okay.
Let's just
though.
watch
That's
it.
a good pick, though. I like.
We're just gonna shut the
I like
podcast
both
down
of
right
those
now. And we're
picks.
just gonna watch. Lord
Zach,
of the
what do you
Rings.
got? What do you got?
A couple came to my mind.
Okay. Yeah, I have another one that crept into my mind. I want to see if you say it before I do.
Another one.
La La Land is the first one that came to my mind.
okay.
Honestly, in terms of musical movies, like I love musicals. So
Another Day of Sun.
yeah, Another Day of Sun kicks off that movie in a really interesting tone. I was not expecting to see that the first time I saw it, and so
I thought it was kind of out of place.
You thought so?
Yeah.
For me,
I thought it set it up to be too much of a musical than it was actually. Like I remember watching that scene and being like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna be like a West Side Story." It's not though. It's not at all a West Side Story. It's like much more dancing and much more singing than the rest of the movie. I love the scene. I just think it's a little out of place.
Interesting. Yeah. I was picturing more of a Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain is like one of my favorite movies of all time, and that has one of those openings too that goes on for like what seems like forever, but it sets the tone in terms of like how that is. But Singing in the Rain has plenty of dialogue and emotional, like.
But Singing in the Rain also then has later like big dance sequences.
Sure, but so does La La Land. I mean, it has the entire like 8-minute planetarium sequence where they're dancing and stars and stuff, and
yeah,
it is different strokes. But like I view La La Land as the Singing in the Rain for our generation.
Oof. I've heard that comparison before. And like
name another movie that's like
no. That's how they sold it. I don't think you can compare something to Singing in the Rain. I think La La Land is just like it's different. It's awesome.
It is, but that movie was obviously trying to go for that vibe. That entire end sequence where they're walking through like the stage setups and everything. That is so gotta dance from the end of Singing in the Rain. It's like almost page for page.
Yeah,
La La Land debate.
Yeah.
It's like we could go on for
guys whipping out your musical cocks.
Another one in the musical theme. So I thought of La La Land. I thought of Another Day of Sun, and then immediately after that, I thought about The Lion King, and I thought about Circle of Life.
That's a good one, too.
Which is
that's very iconic.
So iconic. That interesting. That's like everywhere, man. I mean, it's like. If you heard that in a bar, you would like, hey! I mean, you'd probably be like, why are they playing this?
That song?
Oh, yeah. I'd pregame to start.
Game day!
We arrived on this planet.
Yeah, well, okay,
I mean, it's hype as
thing.
hell.
When that whole, like, Circle of Life part of the song comes in, I'm like, oh, bring back, like, the Serengeti. Like, come on. Yeah.
And, like, the Lion King pops up. I mean, that is hype AF. And that sets the tone for the rest of that movie, too.
I like the Lion King 1.5 version, where Timon and Pumbaa
it's like
commentate over the whole thing.
Lion King 1.5 overrated. Underrated.
Yeah, well, I was like,
not overrated.
10
underrated.
out of 10 would watch
Underrated.
again.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one I thought about. Another one. Inglourious Bastards.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's not necessarily a pleasant opening scene to think about, but intense. Yeah, it's very intense.
And
well
like,
put together.
So intense.
Again, though, another example
Waltz,
of like setting the scene for the rest of the movie establishes Christoph Waltz as a horrendous villain.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That milk thing.
Yeah.
Dude,
oh
so
gosh.
Good. Yeah. That's
and what's funny is that you started talking about Lord of the Rings. I would say, honestly, my favorite opening to a movie, probably of all time, is the story of the fall of Erebor in Unexpected Journey. I just love the way that's shot and put together. That's exactly how I pictured it going down when I read the book. But that's too long. It's like that scene is like literally like 15 minutes long.
And it's not in the beginning, right? It's
no,
about halfway through.
Yeah,
which
it's,
I kind
it's
of
when
like.
Thorin talks about the. Oh no! I'm talking about. Well, you're thinking of when he's describing like.
You're talking about Bilbo.
Thorin.
I'm talking about the very beginning of Unexpected Journey, where they're talking about like. Where it shows Erebor as like this thriving system, and then it's like Smaug attacks for the first time. I just really love how that's set up, and it sets up Thorin and his relationship with his father. It sets up like all the random dwarves that are like hanging out, their exile. It's just really well put together, and it's a shame that the rest of those movies weren't necessarily as attention to detail as that scene. But that really set a tone for me, and I really loved that piece. I mean, I could watch that over and over again and not get tired of it.
Yeah, the flashbacks of that movie were all really great, because for one thing, they like paid so much attention to like the canon and like setting up the lore again. But like, I don't know, it just like builds so much into the story that you would be lacking unless you had those flashbacks.
For sure.
Like, you understand Thorin, you understand like why these dwarves want to get back. Oh God.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings boner.
Oh yeah. What was I gonna say? I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about. I was thinking about Marvel movies, and I also thought about the intro to Guardians.
Ooh. With his mom dying?
Well, that is great. Because that's before the opening credits. But even up, I would say from that moment, from the beginning of Guardians up until the dancing sequence, or through that, you know? Like, that is such
When
a
he's
great
getting the
introduction
orb.
to Star-Lord as a character.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I did not expect to see that at all when I first went
Yeah.
into Guardians, and like, I love that opening sequence, man. Come and get your love. That song will always be attached to that movie for me, just because it's used so well in that opening few minutes.
Well, that movie has a bomb-ass soundtrack.
Yes,
so.
it does.
That it does.
For those of you listening, if you're hosting a barbecue, sauce that onto your Spotify.
Sauce that.
Oh.
Wow. Radiovania's new slogan: sauce that.
Sauce it. I like that.
Copyright.
Well, anybody got any other?
I'm
ones that
trying
they're
to
out there?
think. Do you have anything else coming to the top of your head?
Yeah, I like the opening of The Godfather a lot with the, I can't remember what that guy does. He's an undertaker, right? Talking to the Godfather about his daughter getting beat up and stuff like that. It's just a really long opening sequence, though, in terms of just establishing the whole respect thing. And I don't know. I just love that movie a lot. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
I got another one.
Okay.
Are you watching closely?
Ooh.
That's a really great introduction to a mysterious world in that movie. It just keeps going, and then even that's a great introductory sequence, but that's like 10 seconds long. But even right after that, you get Michael Caine explaining like the 3 steps of the magic trick, and that's
so good.
really well done.
So good.
Great voiceover. Michael Caine's great.
He's the pledge.
Yeah, that is I would put that on top openings for sure. I really enjoy that.
That's a good one.
Well, and
Yeah.
you could also say, I forget what you used this as an example of, or an analogy, but Saving Private Ryan. Like that, that
that's
opening
iconic
scene,
for sure.
has
D-Day's
been lauded
iconic.
as like the most like intense, like visceral, like opening scene ever.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it was like the first, because it was made in what, 2002? Yeah, I think
97.
90. Oh, even bigger. Wow, it was like the goriest movie to have been made up until that point.
Yeah.
It was just like they were totally willing, like just intestines out, blood in the water, like just intense. And like speaking of Call of Duty, right?
Watch,
like
man.
yeah, like games have based missions and opening scenes on that scene.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty 2. I mean, I'll never forget playing that for the first time and being like, this is crazy. I'm actually in Normandy. And then you go back and look at it and it's like polygons.
Yeah, it's
and like geometry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm excited for World War II. I feel like maybe they could recapture some of that magic.
Yeah.
I still really liked Treyarch, like World at War, because it was much more like graphic, visceral. Because I don't know, Activision's doing World War II, right?
Yeah.
It just looks cartoony to me.
Yeah. What
We'll
about
see.
the opening for Casino Royale?
It's a good opening.
The black and white opening?
Yeah.
Where he,
His first
two
kill or
kills.
whatever.
Yeah. Where he's like beating that dude up in the bathroom. It's pretty messed up, but
What about the opening for Master of None Season 2?
That,
Meaning the
Dude.
first episode?
that first episode is one of the most well-directed, emotional, and just satisfying pieces of content I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
Really? That good?
The first time John, I'm about to get super emo. I know you love emo.
Oh, God.
The first time I
do love
watched
emo.
that first episode of Master of None was the train ride that we took into Venice, Italy.
Venezia.
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 Into Venice, Italy. And so I watched
Dude, you went
it
to
while,
Europe? What?
He travels.
Sick.
I watched it while we were on the train. I watched that episode. I didn't really know what I was getting into. And then when that episode ended, I like put down my headphones and I was just like, we're going to Italy.
Yeah.
We're going to it. And then like we got there and they were talking exactly like that and acting like that. And I was just like, that episode means a lot to me because of where I was when I watched it, what it meant for me afterwards.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I love Master of None. One of the best TV shows of all time, in my opinion. I'm looking here on Screen Rant here. We got 40 greatest movie openings. I got Lord of War, Goldfinger, the drug lab explosion.
That's a pretty iconic one, too.
Watchmen, the comedian's passing. That's a really cool opening.
Yeah.
Let's
I've never
see.
seen
here.
The Watchmen.
Oh, The Social Network. The opening of The Social Network in the bar. That's a great opening. And that's like been dissected really well but in terms of like how Aaron Sorkin does dialogue with characters. Children of Men, Boogie Nights, The Matrix.
I forgot about The Matrix. I always forget
Um,
about The Matrix.
see here. What do we got? Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Quill's. Yep, that's up there.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs, Citizen Kane, Inglourious Bastards, Beneath the Floorboards. Yeah, it's number 11. 11, I Believe in America, Godfather. Jaws.
That's a good
The original to Jaws. Yeah.
After seeing Jaws,
I mean,
when
you
was
could even
7
talk
years
about
old,
the
I didn't
original
swim.
Star Wars too. That was pretty
Oh,
mind
Up.
blowing. Oh my goodness.
Up.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Talk about a well-written piece of film right there.
Why?
Powerful.
Kill me! It's so sad,
It
man.
is so sad.
Very
You're
sad.
like ready to leave the theater after just the opening scene. You're like, all right,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen enough. I went on a whole ride right there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Number 1 on their list is 2001, which is a really great opening. It's very trippy. But number 2 was...
That seems like a
Raiders.
cop out. Who wrote this article?
What was 3?
Like, oh, I'll just do Space Odyssey because it's crazy. Meh.
That's a great movie.
I don't think it's that great of an opening scene.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, number 2.
Hey, I agree.
That was
with
what I was going to say. All right. That was a good topic.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we close that one out?
No, I just really wanted to talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark, so we're good.
One Track Mind.
Huh?
One Track Mind.
Yeah. It's such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, you'd be surprised the amount of kids these days that haven't seen it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Did you see the kids react to the Game Boy? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're holding that thing. They're like, I feel like I could break it's like, this is like an old phone or whatever. And it's just
Oh
like,
my goodness.
my heart. I can't handle it.
No respect.
It
I
got
don't get no
Don't
respect.
get no respect.
$100 you slice it into the woods.
All right, what's your topic, Zach?
So, my topic is as follows. Each of us have had lofty goals in our lives. We set these goals for ourselves. We say, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? John chugs his drink. Here, you want to get another one?
Yeah.
What do you want? You want High Life?
Sweetberry wine.
Living the high.
What do you want?
Yeah, whatever.
Here's a High Life.
Skew out, you dingus.
Wait, John ain't.
Yeah, give me another one.
Oh, the shit.
Oh, a highlight?
Oh, we live in the. Oh, speaking of goals.
I bought these for a reason. We gotta drink them.
Twist off.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'll get there.
So, like I was saying, we each had dreams for ourselves or whatever. Maybe we think about, like, sometimes it's like when you're alone at night, you think about, like, oh, I wish I could do blank. Or it's like, I wish that, like, you know, you win the lottery or whatever. What I want to ask you guys is, if you, like, what would you kickstart? If you knew that something was going to get completely funded tomorrow, an idea. So not like, I want to have the best career and be an actor and like succeed for the rest of my life and
like
get
that
paid.
voice.
It's like, that was my, I don't know what that was. That was my...
I want to be an actor.
That's something.
But basically what I want to know is that if
Dan
you...
Smith.
If you could...
BYU.
If you could present an idea to a council of like wealthy businessmen or like
This is Shark
entrepreneurs...
Tank?
Basically, this is Shark Tank, yeah.
And for
It's-
that, I'm out.
But you knew it was going to get funded.
Okay.
No regrets. You know that it's going to get funded.
I don't have any regrets ever.
So you...
Why are you
I
doing
guess
that to the
regret-
bottle, you weirdo?
Playing with the... You know what?
All right, Zach. Sorry.
I'm going to say I didn't interrupt you during your
Oh,
introduction, John Swansong.
that's on me. It's
Oh,
all
that is
It's
on
on
you?
him.
All right, never mind. Sorry. I love
Wow. The show is disbanded.
you. And welcome to the last episode of Radiovania. No, so I want to know what would you kickstart? Like if you had the opportunity to pitch your idea and get it funded, and you knew that it was going to work,
You ready for this?
or at least get funded, like what would you do?
Kitten mittens.
Okay, Charlie.
I'm just kidding. That's a really good question. I will need to think about this.
Okay. Well, I can talk about mine.
That would be great.
Yeah.
We've often talked about this.
Yes.
I want to open a bar.
Okay.
Businesses involving restaurants or bars or any sort of food service or alcohol service, like customer relations, are always considered one of the most risky ventures or whatever for, whatever reason. I mean, they go under, they're hit for a second, then not hit for the next. But you and I have talked extensively before about our idea for a bar that's also a coffee shop. That's like during the day, you know, you open from whatever 11 in the morning until
Wow.
okay.
For those who are trying to seize the day,
People that want to come get coffee at 11 in the morning.
That's me.
They're starting so slow. We're going to have to open a lot earlier than that.
Because okay,
You don't have
fine.
to work the whole time.
Fine. Yes, exactly.
That's why we get
outsource
employees.
that labor.
Yeah, seriously.
So it opens early-ish in the morning.
Early.
Hey! It opens early-ish in the morning. You get your coffee, you get your scones, your bagels, your donuts, your French press, or whatever.
This is a bougie establishment.
But then it shuts down at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and you give your service staff like a little
Siesta.
break. You get a little siesta time to rearrange, and at night it becomes a bar. It becomes like table service. It becomes, you know, a full-fledged bar. It becomes all this stuff.
Strippers.
But what's the theme, John?
Metropolis and Gotham City.
Exactly. During the day,
Both? Oh.
it's Metropolis. When you want to be like this, like functioning, social, actually doing something sort
Unless
of
it's
person.
getting plowed by a whirl engine.
plowed.
too soon.
And then at night it turns into Gotham, where it's always getting plowed.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I still think that's a good idea. So I'd fund that.
That's a great. But
'Cause
basically,
it's half my idea, so.
whether it is half your idea. But what I'm saying is, like, even if that weren't the case,
Yeah.
what I want to pitch is some sort of like theme, not necessarily like overarching theme.
Unique.
I want to pitch some sort of unique bar or like something like that, where you go during the day and you can get like a nice small meal, or you can get a few drinks, but at night it does switch over. It does that turnover, and then you turn into something that's a little bit different for the nightlife.
What about a bar that only serves drinks from a roof luge?
We call it the Wags. Welcome to Wags. How you doing?
Correction, a filthy roof luge.
Yeah, like not washed
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the
That
night before.
that is still one of the grossest college things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
The man needs a tetanus shot after that.
Definitely got something.
Something.
I recently saw him in New York. He's alive and well.
Okay.
Or so we think. 60 years from now. There appears to be a lot of rust in your stomach.
Your stomach is rusting from the inside out. There's nothing we can do.
Wag, shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to Wags. Love you, Wags. Miss you.
Friendly neighborhood giant. Who drinks? Off of roofs. Roofs?
Roofs.
Rubs.
Roofs.
Ribs.
Rib.
My idea is easy.
Okay.
Zipline highways, obviously. How cool would it be if you just walk out of your treehouse, clip in, and go to work?
All right, honey. I'll see you later.
Wait, but for this to be a reality, we have to alter the planet so that everything is downhill.
You said we could get the funding.
I think we just start out in a small like community or like a city and go from there and see if it works.
We run a pilot in
John-
Cincinnati.
John's in this exact outfit, this muscle shirt and backwards hat in Congress, and he's like, "So what do you think?" And they're like,
Standing ovation.
"Oh,
They're like, we wanted someone to change things up. You're just what we need.
I think that'd be so fun.
yeah, practical."
A more realistic answer would be bullet trains in the United States of America.
Oh, okay.
Some type of fast transportation that's cheaper
So
than flying on planes.
like it's easy for me to say, like, you know, I want to do a bar or something like that, because I think it would be fun to own something like that and be able to like put your passion into
I'm
it.
the man of the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not just that, but like imagine if you were the one to say, like, you knew you were going to get funded on doing whatever. Like Elon Musk is talking about doing like the whole rocket transportation system where it's like, you know, Futurama style or whatever, where you get to from one place to another based on jet propulsion. It's like, if you were the one that knew that was going to get funded and you put that down, it's like you are set for life. You are a billionaire. It's like the restaurant could fall, the bar could fail. It's like, but it's like that is a totally safe, totally smart move to do. It's like, say, like, my kickstarted idea that is gonna get completely funded is, you know, like fossil, like not like completely regenerable, renewable energy cars or something like that. It's like, yeah, of course. It's like you're set for life, dude. You're in the new Elon Musk.
Public transportation.
Transportation.
Either zip lines or trains.
Or both.
Zipline trains would be cool.
Zipline trains? Wait, so they have to hold? They have to.
So
zip
it's like
on
you
the
know in
train?
Spider-Man the Staten Island
Did
things.
you ask me if I know Spider-Man in Spider?
Do you know him personally?
No, but I've seen those movies about
I do.
1,000 times. So.
It's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Did
Guys,
you
it's
see
me.
Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
He doesn't like.
I don't like
Spider-Man. At
John
all.
just doesn't like anything good.
That's not true. You should like Spider-Man.
Did you know? Shut up. Listeners, we're gonna pause for some serious dramatic effect. Imagine my eyes wide and mouth open.
That's exactly what happened. I bet I could fit a dick in there.
I bet you could.
That was really crude.
Bet you
I should probably edit that out.
could fit a
40
bag of dicks in this mouth.
God.
Jesus, hold on.
My
40
family's asleep
minute
upstairs.
dick jokes.
All right. Here's what I would do with my money.
It's not your money.
Well, you don't have money.
It's my
You're
money.
pitching it to Mark Cuban, and he's gonna fund
He's
it.
gonna give me money, and then it is my
And Mr.
money.
Wonderful or whatever that guy's name is. Go for
Mr.
it.
Clean.
No, it's Mr. Wonderful. Wait, is Howie on that now?
I've never seen Shark Tank.
You don't watch Shark Tank? It's
Nope.
kind of funny. Sorry.
It's
Apparently,
funny,
someone
but
I know
also
is supposed to be on
brutal.
that show tonight.
Mm.
Some guy that runs a coffee shop up in Cedarville is supposedly going to be on it.
I would love to see Michael sell Milwaukee tools on Shark Tank.
Oh my god, he would sell. He would do it. He's a salesman.
Hey,
That son of a bitch, he can sell.
You guys should buy these tools. You guys should buy these
Yeah,
tools.
guys, you should buy these tools not because I want you to buy them.
I'm
Like,
real-
no. Like
I'm re-
honestly, like there aren't really other like good tools around here.
You guys should buy these tools. I'm so lonely.
Oh,
we love you, Mike.
delete that.
Mike,
Delete that.
no way. We
No,
love you.
that's
Michael.
savage. It's
He's joking about it at this point. He's like, save me from Cleveland as he sends those Snapchats.
So
He's gonna move soon, and he's gonna find a nice girl, settle down, have 5 kids.
Wow.
He's gonna turn out just like his dad.
His dad
had a single child, and then he was like, this is one too many.
I don't know if I feel comfortable right now. I'm looking out for my buddy Mike.
Mike, we
We
love
gotta
you.
delete-
It's all-
we gotta delete
It's
that
all
whole
jet. He
bit.
is not gonna listen this far into the
Yeah,
podcast.
You'd be surprised.
Other people will listen, and then they'll tell Mike.
All right, fine. 42 minutes, Mike jokes.
You're
We
not
needed
going to
it,
be
though.
able to cut this out. It's not going to be cohesive.
It's fine.
So, actually, no, because
Well, you never even said your idea.
and I was about to, but the mic, it'll be perfect. It'll flow. You still there with me, listeners?
Well, you're too far away from the mic, so they can't really hear you.
Are you still there with me, listeners? Okay.
Blessings come up.
So, dude, great song. 10 out of 10. Anyways, what I would spend my money on is actually a little less ambitious
It's not
than
your
you
money.
guys. It's gonna be my money. It's gonna be my money. Mark Cuban is investing in me. So, you guys had this, pretty awesome ideas. I feel like mine might be a little more. It's like the motivation is twofold. One side is like, yes, definitely selfish, but the other side is like very much like geared towards awareness. You guys have seen that like Humans of New York Instagram, right? And
Yeah.
it's a magazine too.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. I would want to do Humans of Earth.
Oh.
And it would really just be an excuse for me to
Travel.
not have to work anymore. But I think that there's something so compelling about a single person's story. Like so often, like for example, people have already almost forgotten Puerto Rico, right? And it's I think sometimes hard.
Sorry, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Did you see the video of Donald Trump passing out paper towels?
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
He's like
it's
shooting it like a
so
basketball.
inappropriate. It's so inappropriate.
He's like, here you go. This is the best paper towels.
At this point, it's like if I see videos like that, it's like I'm like smiling, laughing at the content, but then a single tear rolls
Yeah.
down my face. It's like
but think
it's
about it.
depressed. It's like you could at least we can find humor in the depressing nature of our politics. But it's just like it's so messed up right now, man. It's awful.
So the concept of my idea comes from, and again, like you guys have seen the Humans of New York page, but it's like when you can hear an individual story, it's much more compelling than just saying, "Oh my gosh, Puerto Rico is just struggling right now." Like that's very vague. There's no face. There's no. But like Humans of Earth, like just traveling the Earth, listening to people's stories, and I think like people's story, like it's fascinating. I don't know about you guys, but like,
No,
I'm living in Chicago now, and every day when I commute to work, I just think about the people I'm walking by. Go
Shot
Cubs,
City.
go, baby! Windy City, baby!
Shot City.
Shouts out to my boy Judah Fawcett, Windy City. Anyways, every time I commute to work, I just like thinking about like what people's stories are that are passing me. Like every person who walks by me, like they're like living a life, you know? But I think it's so easy to like get caught up in our own lives that we forget like, wait, other people like exist and
Yeah,
like,
oh,
have,
yeah, it's trippy
and
to think
have their
about.
stories and like
yeah.
and have their memories, and it's like, oh, I would just want to. Frankly, again, it's selfish. You guys have amazing ideas. I would go to that bar. Zach, honestly, I'll give you money to start that. John, we're gonna need like 50 years before that technology is available.
Not the train one.
But if
Zip-line
people
train.
would give me money to just go and talk to cool people all over the world,
I think that's a
sick.
great
Mark
idea.
Cuban, I'm coming for you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a
honestly,
great
it
idea.
might already exist. So like, I'm sorry if I'm unoriginal or cliche.
No, but that's the
Can
whole
you
thing. Is that,
imagine
like
how-
what?
Sorry.
No, but I'll go ahead.
Well, mine's a joke, so you should probably just continue with your thing.
What I was gonna say is that like that's the whole idea. It's like if you knew something was gonna get funded, it's something you could do for the rest of your life. Why
Boom.
not do something that you actually care about? So
Boom.
Yeah.
that's exactly. I think it's great.
What I was gonna say is I just realized that traffic jams on the zipline highway would be
Death.
fatal
Literally death.
every time.
Who decided carabiners were the acceptable?
There's obviously some infrastructural issues that we're gonna have to work out in the design
We're gonna have to
stage.
put nets under everything.
That's a lot of rope. Are we gonna have to
You get to make it from human hair.
biodegradable? Oh, bless you. Holy sh! That just sent a shock wave over the bar.
That was a good topic. I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that recently, just because like we're starting to get to that point in our lives where we're trying to map out the rest of our futures and thinking about what you actually want
Yeah,
to
I
do.
thought it was going to take a dark turn.
We're
Of like,
taking
what
it one
dreams
day
did
at a
you
time.
give up on? Oh, Zach, where do I begin?
What did you want to be when you were a kid, and when did you find out that dream was dead?
What did you want to be when you were a kid?
I wanted to be a spaceman.
I wanted to be a bounty hunter
Oh my god!
because I thought Boba Fett was so cool.
I want to kill people.
And then I didn't realize what the job entailed.
That's getting clipped out. That's beautiful. That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard in my life. I want to be a spaceman. I want to be a bounty hunter. Any specific bounty hunter, or just like John the Bounty Hunter?
Just me. Just me. Just hunting
Awesome.
people down. Yeah.
What did you want to be when you were a kid? What's the earliest thing you can remember you wanting to be?
Oof. Actually, I do remember.
Batman.
Batman. Yeah, actually. No, it's funny. For those of you who don't know, I went as Batman for Halloween when I was like 4 years old, and my parents were like, "Look, it's Batman." And I took off my mask. I was like, "No, I'm John. I'm John."
Give away your secret
It
identity.
terrified
like
me
that.
that people thought I was Batman. So, what did I want to be when I was a kid? I actually wanted
Not
to be
Batman.
Not a vigilante.
I wanted to be, and this is what I called it, but an army man. Because I grew up as a kid loving military history, reading about knights and the Napoleonic Wars, and my parents, they told me that when I was like 5 years old, I had plans to join the military, but I was going to join with my dad, and we were going to join together, and we were going to adventure and fight bad guys across the world. And then I grew up and realized that, like, woof, wow, that's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Props to all those people serving in the armed services. John Letarte, Nate Herman, others.
I don't want. Okay, so I don't want to throw shade. This is totally not meant to throw shade. But I witnessed a really bizarre interaction today. I was at IHOP, and I was sitting there with my girlfriend. She was sitting across from me, and behind me, when I walked up to our booth, there was a guy with a veteran's hat on. Okay. Older guy, maybe like I'm bad with ages, but like 60s, 70s.
What veteran hat?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like Nam. If
I
it
don't
was
really know.
70s.
I don't know how to distinguish
Or Korea.
veteran hats. I just
Dude, Korea's a
it's-
forgotten war. Can we talk about that for a second?
No, we're not. Hold on. I'm
Dude.
telling a story.
Sorry.
I'm telling a story.
We're almost done with this topic. Also, we got to move on. But I saw this guy with the veteran's hat on. I didn't know what war. I just saw a hat that says like veterans arm. I mean, you know what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down and he's sitting like directly behind me. Halfway through my meal, I kid you not, this guy in a table a couple down from me walks up to leave, like they were leaving their booth, and he walks up to that table and he's just like, "Hi there, sir. I just wanted to say I want to thank you for your service." And the guy said, "Whatever." I was like, "Whoa,
wow.
That was weird." I'd never heard anything like that before.
Yeah, it's strange.
Usually it's like, "Oh, thank you," and like a handshake or something like that. But the guy seems so passive aggressive about it. It was so interesting. Like,
I honestly think that, especially if it was Vietnam, so many people do not want to be thanked. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to ever think about it. Like,
why would he
Connor
wear the hat in public?
Because he likes hats, and it might be his only hat. You know, because Connor was just at a volunteering event for EY, and then he said that like there was a bunch of different veterans there, and like it was tough because like some veterans are like willing to like tell their stories, but like you can't go to like Vietnam veterans usually and ask for their stories because like normally they'll just say like, yeah, all my friends died and I didn't even want to be there. Whereas like World War II veterans, most of them wanted to be there. Like most of them were like, yeah, like I signed up, like I wanted to be there, and like the stories aren't great, but there's like still kind of a matter of pride about it, and so that, you know, that might have been part of it. And I think even Vietnam, and then from Vietnam onwards, it's like people are less eager to discuss.
Interesting.
Yeah. Even my grandfather, 12 years that I knew him, I never heard a story out of his mouth once, but he wrote a memoir so that we could read it when we were old enough, but he never wanted to talk about it. Nor did he want to go camping. Apparently, my dad said when he wanted to go camping as a kid, my grandfather would say, "I camped enough in Bastogne. I don't need to camp anymore."
That's awesome.
That's great. That's a great.
Yeah, it's like,
I can't
damn.
No
No more camping.
All right, so we're moving on to the fifth and fifth. Holy Jesus God!
Fifth beer.
We're moving on. Oh, this is way past my fifth beer. This is like my 10th.
It's not his thing.
It's not his 10.
It's not.
Can confirm.
John, well, you've seen 10 beer Zach. It's
He's
not a pretty
dead.
sight.
He's dead, yeah.
It's usually just sleep.
That part of his soul has moved on.
Oh, hey, this is adult radio. We're
Shh. Jeez.
and we've lost our sponsors.
Sponsors.
Yeah, we're sponsored by Nike.
Nike, Google,
Disney.
We're also
Walt
sponsored by the
Disney.
Medici family.
We're gonna be the Medici family.
Okay, so the last topic, John, do you have anything to talk about, or do you want to do our substitute topic?
Oh, yeah, this whole time I just assumed I was going to hop into that substitute
John's just
topic.
like, what's your favorite war?
No.
I know, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it fun. So we're going to do a little would you rather action.
So here's what I want to
So
do.
are you asking Zach
We're at
and I?
53. We're at 53 minutes. So I think what's only fair is that we set a timer for like 15 minutes.
Okay,
How's that sound?
perfect.
So who wants to do that?
I'll set a timer.
Set a timer for 15 minutes.
Right meow.
And I'm gonna pee.
All
And
right.
we're back. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do. Oh, John's gonna introduce the topic apparently.
What's up, fam? All right, so here's what we've got going on. We're going to do a little would you rather action.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with a pretty intense one. For
Oh,
both
I
of
was
you.
gonna like do the random topics on this thing.
Oh, no. I mean, you'll have to do that after this. But I want
Okay,
to start off
but
with
John
this
starts
one.
out first. So, but start the timer. Who's got the timer?
Beep.
As soon as you start talking, start that timer.
All right, fam.
This is dead air. Someone say something.
Beep, boop. Beep, boop. All right,
John, vamp.
go.
Batman.
Here we go. And it's kind of a complex would you rather. It's more of a situational, but it is still a would you rather. So, and I love asking this. This is actually what are you doing here?
I was gonna start
Word. Okay.
like when you ask
Yeah,
the question,
yeah,
not
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're building up to it.
Okay, so here's the question. The bodies. Go ahead, start it. You need to start it. The question.
All right, start it. It started.
The bodies of your significant other and your mother have been switched.
What if I don't have a significant other?
It doesn't matter. It's hypothetical, you douchebag. The bodies of your mother and your significant other, or father, for those of you listening, they've been switched. They've been switched. Classic Freaky Friday. Classic. It happens all the time, right?
It's disgusting.
The only way to switch them back is to have sex with one of them.
No.
So,
Do they understand the situation?
yes, absolutely.
Do they understand that this is the only way to fix this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's it. Yes. I mean, if it's the only way to fix the situation.
Wait, do you have to pick one or
Yeah.
which
I
one
mean,
you
I've had
picking?
people.
I'm not expounding on this any further.
I've had people answer, leave them both and start a new life elsewhere.
That's a great answer.
I might have to take that one.
Oh, you guys are fucking lame.
No.
John's got
I'll
one
tell
of
you
those like knapsacks on a stick on the road again.
Like, well,
Wait to get home.
new identity, new me.
Am I allowed to keep my eyes closed?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That's funny.
Can they be unconscious?
Okay, I've had people ask that too. Like, oh, like, no,
Same
no,
So that way
like,
neither
no.
of them realize.
For real, no, as in like a strategic, like consensual use of like drugs to make
Yeah.
sure that like it will no longer be in like either the memory, right?
Yes.
No, I've heard that. No, that's a cop out. You have to answer one or the other.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really hard, right? It's really hard. I think ultimately, I mean, here's how most people take it: is like you just have to think about a person's mind, like who's gonna remember it.
That's what I don't want.
Right. And ultimately, like, it'll be hard for you because, like,
You're
if
gonna remember your mom.
yeah, but your mother won't. Your mother won't. And it's not about you. It's about your mother.
I'm gonna have to
Finish that because we're almost at the same beer length.
bang my mom's body with my
Yeah.
girlfriend's soul
Yeah.
inside of it.
Yeah, all right. Good for
Let
you
us
for
hope that
answering.
your parents never listen to this episode. Okay, are we ready to go into
Zach,
wrap?
you didn't answer, and I'd like it to be noted that you didn't
I said
answer.
yes.
That's not an answer.
Which one would you do?
Who would you do?
Hold on, I'm pausing
got
this
one.
timer. What are the options?
The options are...
My mom with my girlfriend's mind, or my girlfriend with my mom's mind?
Yes.
And that's how you switch them back. Okay, so that's why yes doesn't work.
I was picturing this completely different.
No.
Were you picturing it as like it's a permanent switch?
No, I was picturing that it was one way and that you had to fix it to go the other way. So it was like that your girlfriend was like, I don't know how I was picturing it. It was completely wrong. I guess I would have to do the mom with the girlfriend's mind,
right?
because it's all in. There's been significant studies about like male arousal and like sexuality, and it's all.
Where are you going with this?
What I'm going with this is that it all has to do with like emotiveness and about the way that usually that men are turned on is how we respond to females or our partners like reacting to us.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if I can do the opposite way.
No, but exactly. That's the thing. Is like ultimately, I think for a lot of people, it comes down to like I don't want my parent to remember that, and that's so selfless if you think about it. It's like you are willing. You have to bear that load for the rest of your life. And you guys are imagining
Or
what
for
that
10
would be like
seconds.
right now, aren't you? You sick
Just
fucks.
had a heart attack. Hey, we need to stop cursing so much.
I'm not allowed to curse?
We
you
are allowed to
are.
curse, but just try to avoid the F-bomb.
Fuck that.
We're all adults here.
All right, now start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Would you rather only listen to bagpipe music or banjo music?
Easily
Bagpipe.
bagpipe music. Easily. That's so
Bagpipe?
easy.
I don't know.
What do you mean
Yeah,
you don't know? You've
bagpipe.
been
Okay.
to Scotland. You've literally run the Highlands with
I've
me.
tasted the ground.
Do the loyalty thing.
Where's your fucking loyalty?
Would you rather kill 5 innocent children yourself if it would end all bloodshed in the Middle East for 25 years, or have ongoing wars, terrorism, and fighting in the Middle East?
Oh my god.
Oh, why are we doing this?
No.
This is all random.
No.
Next question?
No,
You can
I know.
veto.
I'll do it. I would rather have ongoing bloodshed in the Middle East because ultimately I did not have a part in that. I guess I did because like I'm not really removing the agency because by choosing to not kill the people, I'm choosing to kill so many other people by letting that conflict happen. But I didn't kill the people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same thing. I can't kill anybody.
Yeah, pass.
Pass. Oh, I'm skipping this one too. Would you rather never be able to feel emotions or never be able to express emotions?
I never want to express emotions. I would much rather feel. I'm too much of a sensitive person. I'm a baby back bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with John on this one. I feel like if I lost the ability to feel emotions, my life would be empty.
I feel nothing.
But you wouldn't know that it's empty because you don't have emotions.
Yeah.
You would be a cold motherfucker.
I'd basically be a Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
All right, here we go.
I didn't get the answer.
Oh, wait, what are you gonna say?
The same.
Okay. How about this? Your pee will always smell like McDonald's French fries, or your duty always smells like Burger King Whoppers.
Oh, French fries.
French fries.
French fries for sure.
Sure.
52% of people agree. Would you rather die in a zombie apocalypse or in a nuclear war?
A nuclear war would be so much quicker.
Yeah, I agree.
I think-
I also don't want. I don't like the idea of my corpse running around like hurting other people.
I think it'd be cool. I'll go zombie apocalypse.
You sick.
I want to go down with a fight.
You know this motherfucker's gonna be a bloater. He's a big old boy.
It's a bloater.
Boomer! Go ahead.
Would you, these are all so sad. Would you rather not know how to read or not know how to write?
I know how to write.
Not know how to write, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. That would suck though. 75%.
How
of
often do you
people
write?
agree. Every day.
You write every day.
I write a song a day.
Wow.
At least I try. Some of them are terrible.
Would you rather drink an entire half-gallon of milk or eat an entire package of Oreos? Not combined.
The Oreos, because the milk is
You
definitely going to make me
sick.
sick, but the Oreos I feel like my body can metabolize quicker.
I doubt it. That's a lot of Oreos.
That is a lot of Oreos.
What about you?
I would drink I easily drank a half gallon of milk a day when I was in high school. Easily. Bring it on.
I think I'd have to go with the milk,
Yeah.
too.
Would you
Milk
rather
was a bad
would you what time do we have left, J-Law?
It's J-Law.
8:20.
Would you
Or-
rather have the ability to rewind to a previous time in your life or have the ability to fast forward to a future time in your life?
Previous.
Oh, well, that's super easy. That's in this. Yeah? Well, that's super easy.
I'm going to go with the past too. Yeah. I'd rather be able to fix the things that I've screwed up than like see what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Although that is super enticing.
No, the way I see it is like I would rather fast forward through certain things. I do not believe in fixing things that have happened because I think things happen for a reason.
I'm not saying to
I
fix
do
things. I want to
believe-
go back and re-experience things.
Oh, nice. Like
You know what I
what?
mean?
What, dude? What do you want to re-experience?
First time you had a
biting
Krispy
through my
Kreme
lip
donut.
when I tackled you that one time
God.
would be fun to re-experience.
I would love to re-experience making sure you threw up and like wiping your bloody lip off with my bare hand.
Yeah. I puked in a urinal last weekend. Isn't that
How was
gross?
that? No, that's awesome.
I
How was
was
it?
like peeing, and then I was just like,
Was that at work?
no, it wasn't.
Ugh.
It was
Jesus.
at a bar.
Can you pause? I gotta pee.
We're doing so well though.
But guys, listeners,
Pause. We gotta keep this light. You didn't even pause the thing. We gotta
I
keep
just
lighting in
paused
the bottle. Well, we didn't pause the recording. So, John, why don't you and I just talk for a few seconds?
Okay, sure.
So, tell me about life. How you doing?
It's good.
Okay.
It's very good.
Now that
He
John's
doesn't close the
he
door.
didn't close the door the first
Listen.
time. He's not gonna close the second.
I don't understand what his deal is. He never closes the door.
Maybe it's just because he feels really
I've
comfortable around
Seen
us.
him like shit before without closing the door.
This is a lewd episode.
He's raised in a barn. He's a farm kid. What do you expect?
He is a farm kid. He lived with cows.
He was born and raised by cows, right? He's
John
like
wasn't
Mowgli.
born in the hospital, right? He was born in a stable.
Yeah.
John, you were born in a stable, right?
There was no room in the inn.
Was there no... John, there was no room in the inn, wasn't there?
No, there wasn't. I was literally raised by horses. I was raised by horses. My mother was a cow. My father was a hamster.
All right, moving on.
Press that timer. 3, 2, 1. Would you rather be one of King Arthur's Knights of the Round Table or be one of Robin Hood's Merry Men?
Knights of the Round Table.
Merry Men.
I'm going to go with...
Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah. I
Lancelot.
feel like if you're a Merry Man,
Your boy's fucking Lancelot. I'm slaying Guinevere. I'm killing dragons. Dude, what are you doing? You're just wearing dumbass tights.
I'm stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. I'm doing the Lord's noble work.
My name's JP. Shut the fuck up.
I live in the
Stop
woods.
with the cursing.
I can't.
I live in the
sailor's
woods.
mouth.
Also, you're porking your best friend and King's wife.
Oh,
so that's
dude.
completely immoral.
Please, King Arthur's a total loser.
He's the king, man. He has Excalibur. What do you have?
Guinevere.
Would you rather be hysterically funny or
Big old dick.
Jesus, God. Would you rather be hysterically funny or absolutely beautiful?
Funny.
I'm gonna go beautiful.
I'm gonna go funny too. Because I already am and it's awesome.
Would you rather lose an eye and a hand or lose a leg and an ear?
Ooh.
Eye and a hand or a leg.
Leg and an ear.
Leg and an ear. I'm gonna go with leg and an ear.
Eye and a hand. You can still see, and you can still function totally normally. If you lose a leg, you can't function
You
normally.
can get a prosthetic leg.
I couldn't play music.
That's not normal functioning.
I couldn't play music the same way. I couldn't play video
You can
games the
walk on
same
a
way.
prosthetic leg.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true,
easier
actually,
than
with
grabbing
advancement.
things. Without
Yeah.
a hand, you can't do this.
Yeah. But also
This
you can
isn't
still
Star Wars, you don't get robot.
Fuck, damn, that's a good argument.
You gotta think through things, John, before you just blurt stuff out.
Would you rather live in the Star Wars universe or the Star Trek universe?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I'm gonna go Star Trek.
Oh,
To be
Get out of
yeah,
here.
you're
A.
just trying to be counter.
I'm trying to be contrarian, but also B. I feel like there are places in the Star Trek universe I could exist that wouldn't necessarily be detrimental to my personal well-being. I feel like in Star Wars, almost every place is acceptable to horrifying stuff.
Best
Even
Ben.
Naboo gets invaded.
Yeah,
Oh,
But innocent people don't get slaughtered. Just the rebels. Just don't join the Rebel Alliance, and you'll
the
be fine.
women and the children too.
You're not
just
going to be a Tusken
Gungan
Raider.
too.
Yeah.
I killed them all.
Yeah.
No, Star Wars 10 out of
Star
10.
Wars, dude.
I want to
Come on.
live in a galaxy where lightsabers exist.
Yeah.
Would you rather
I want to
win
be a
the
bounty hunter.
Would you rather win the Oscar or win the Nobel Prize?
Oh. It's either selfish or honorable.
I'm gonna go Oscar.
Nice. For what? Supporting actor?
Who cares?
Director?
No, I would. If
Nobel
anything, I
Prize.
would like to just be like lead actor because they get the most.
Nobel Prize in what? Do I get to pick?
Yeah.
Then Nobel Prize.
Nobel Prize.
For what?
It lasts for longer.
It's
Oscars
definitely more
only matter for that
prestigious.
year.
Science, obviously, because I'm a science whiz.
Science whiz.
Would you rather have to eat a Big Mac every 6 hours or eat an exquisite meal once every 4 days?
Exquisite meal at once.
This
every
question
four
was a
days.
bad
sucks.
It's easy.
Listen, some of these questions are terrible.
With a Big Mac every day.
I want my exquisite meal to be a Big Mac.
Here's an age-old question. Would you rather have a beautiful lover that you are incompatible with or have an ugly lover that you get along great with?
Beautiful lover.
I'm going to go beautiful lover too.
Hate sex.
I'm going beautiful lover too.
How ugly is ugly?
I'm
Fugly.
thinking like
Be careful what you say here.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm not
don't-
trying to
don't
use
use a
any,
name.
I'm not using any real world I'm thinking like
Like Mr. Jellybean.
Oh.
think Baloo from The Rescuers but in human form.
What?
Baloo. You know Baloo the bear?
Is he like... What? Okay.
Look for
Is he
the
like...
bear.
That's not from the Rescuers.
the
That's from the
Jungle
Jungle Book.
He's also in a TV show.
What?
That's a different bear.
Tailspin. He's in Tailspin.
I think you just transported to another dimension and came back.
He's been speaking with the dark ones.
You know, I'll go with beautiful lover too, I guess.
Yeah, I'd rather have
Oh, you shallow piece of shit. Shut the
That's
fuck
how
up.
all my relationships have been anyways.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
And now for real talk with John Swanson.
Thanks.
Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
Shout. I already do that all the time anyway.
Whisper.
Whisper.
I'm a
I'm
loud
gonna go
person.
whisper.
I'm a loud person.
What happens?
Actually, I
when you have
changed my mind. I wouldn't be able to have my job.
What happens when you get to intimate conversations, though?
I love you so much.
I want you to make love with me.
I never say that with my words. I say it with my eyes.
Would you rather live in a nudist colony
Look at these eyes.
for the rest of your life? For the rest of your life, would you rather live in a nudist colony or with an Amish?
Nudist colony, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, seriously, Amish would be rough for me. Just saying.
Yeah, no
do you mean
Amish.
you're
I gotta
only
have
Amish?
electricity.
Look at you.
Would you rather be Harry Potter or Luke Skywalker?
Luke Skywalker. Jinx.
God, give me a hug.
They're racing right now, so I'm gonna have to take a break.
What are you gonna be?
Harry Potter for difference.
Oh my goodness.
You get to have sex with
realize
Ginny.
You realize your parents are dead, right? Luke's parents are dead too. Dang.
Ginny. You get to do it with Ginny.
You get to live on an island by yourself for 30 years, and then Daisy Ridley shows up.
That sounds kind of shitty.
Yeah. His life was definitely better before.
Would you rather never be able to eat pizza again, or never be able to drink another soda?
Never drink a soda.
Soda. I never drink soda.
Yeah, I'd go with soda too. It'd be hard with mixing alcohol, but
Pizza's too important. Just drink it straight like a man.
Or have a cocktail.
what's better, Lay's potato chips or Pringles?
Lay's
Pringles.
potato chips. Oh, what? Pringles?
Just standard Lay's potato chips, not great. Pringles, great. Lay's
You're
kettle cooked potato chips,
Oh,
they can get inside my stomach.
get right in.
What
me.
are we time? How are we timing doing?
5 seconds.
5 seconds?
One more question, go.
Would you take suppository of vitamins daily or take a syringe of vitamins daily?
My God! Syringe. Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna go
suppository.
suppository.
You would.
54% of people agree with me. That's 604,000 people.
Hi, you're the 54% of people that like butt stuff.
I'm fine with it.
big
feels
innocent butt
fine.
play over here.
Okay, that's an hour and 12 minutes. I think that's a totally successful, totally
Zany.
zany and wacky After Dark, and I'm proud of the work that we've done. Are you okay with the work that we've done, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we close this guy out?
You guys want to eat some buffalo chicken dip?
Oh my God.
Are you trying to make me aroused?
I don't want to eat it. I just want to smear it over my body.
If you like
We need to
this,
stop this show.
if you like this, if you like what we've turned into, you can do.
You can just drink a bunch of beers and then you too could be like us.
If you want to support us, you can do it in many different ways. You can go to radiovania.com, go to @Radiovania on Twitter or Radiovania on Instagram. Follow us, subscribe, give a like, give us a comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us if you want to see more. If you like certain topics or any like movies that we discuss and you want to see more about that, please let us know. But other than that, John's going to be working on The More You Know, Batman the Animated Series Episode 4.
Damn straight.
I have started kicking around ideas for what I want my The More You Know first topic to be, but no confirmation yet. And John Larson will be living in Chicago, so the next time that we go there and we see him, we'll be absolutely trying our hardest to get him on the show.
Yeah.
John, did you have fun tonight?
I had a great time. It was awesome to, return to something that you guys actually started when I was with you. I'm honored to have been part of the debut episode, but I'm pissed that you aired one before that.
I know. It took forever to edit.
Yeah,
Your episode was a monster. Yeah, it was like a 3-hour long episode.
You don't
Yeah,
realize
it's
how
because
long
we were
we-
drinking bourbon and
We were.
getting into some shit.
Oh yeah, it was a heavy conversation. But John, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. John, swan song. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. I love you. And that is it for Radiovania. We love you guys.
Number 6. This is our Return of the Jedi. Of After Darks. So we need to send this out. No, we gotta send this out the only way how.
And see ya.